What's up? What's up? Automatic yellow on monetization. That's always good. It's basically piss colored. That's how I know I'm doing it right. YouTube's taking a piss on me.
What you think about when you're born into a fire?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest.
What'd you get your hair done?
They want to let the world decay.
You can't be talking about me. I'm fat and bald and I vape. Remember? Must have me confused with some other streamer. No, I haven't really started yet, but I've got an update that they text me this morning. Basically, I'm hardly ever on social, like my personal social media. It's always like the show pages. So they just send me what they typically would post on their social media pages every morning. I don't even remember the last time I've been on my personal Facebook, except for Marketplace. I do that. I check that basically every day to see if there's anything I'm missing out on. But like people from the show want to add my personal page, and I'm like, why? I'll never respond there. I'll never be there. I'm always on the show's page. Feels too warm in here. I don't know what's going on. My head feels hot suddenly. Maybe somebody's talking about me. Maybe that's it. You think? I had it turned on the air conditioner to 65. That's the saying. Brunettes have more fun, and blondes are, you know, cunts. That's the way I always heard it growing up. I would rather be Fatty McVapes a lot than I would like to be Drippy McTits. That's the buzzer. That's the music. You guys know what that means. I don't. I'm new here, but we'll roll the intro anyways.
Hey Dannies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok.
Good, Linda.
I wanted to make
curls.
this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Peace out, she says. Welcome, everybody. I'm Will Barton. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Nothing different here. Just going about our day, trying to blend in the average American, you know, doing our thing. I think it goes without saying, I was a little bit self-conscious about my look, but I feel like we got that straightened out. Now we don't have to talk about it anymore, right? Everything feels fine. Everything looks fine. You guys know who I am. I know who you guys are. So we are good to go. Isn't that right? Somebody just messaged me and says, "Can I post the Grifty Awards?" You can. So what's wrong with the Grifty Awards is it's not the music in the Grifty Awards segment. Later on in the show, I played some Ryan Upchurch stuff, and they claimed it. So what I'm going to do probably tomorrow is I'll upload the Grifty Awards segment by itself, and then you can put it wherever you want. You're not the only person that's asked. A couple people asked from Facebook because they copyright claimed it, and then one person asked from YouTube if they could put it on their channel. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all, but I need to upload it separate. I'm just going to upload the Grifty Awards, just that segment, and then be done with it. And I know there's nothing copywritten in it. It's the copywritten part is shit I did later on in the show. The little, I don't know, whatever the 10-minute segment, right? It's probably not even that long. The fucking 5-minute segment or whatever, it's fine. I just need to upload it separately. When stuff on Facebook gets a copyright claim, when I get a copyright claim for my Facebook post, it won't let other people share them. It'll let you watch it, and it'll just mute portions of it, but it won't let anybody share it. So there we go. Yes, I was being picked on. Yes, I was being picked on. Yes, I have improved my look. This is all natural. So nobody can say I don't look as good as Nick Alvear anymore. I bet you Dr. Z will want to be Team Cold Beer now. I actually made a little video for Nick. Here it is.
Try making fun of me now, Nikki.
And I thought I came across as, you know, kind of sultry, kind of sexy. You know, the best I could do.
Try making fun of me now, Nikki.
That's what I'm working with. Eyes a little red. I pushed soap in it earlier this morning. It's been red all day. You know, it's really the best that I could do. I'm working with what I've got. Now, it's no Nick Alvear, God's gift to women here. It's no Nick Alvear, but it is what it is, right? I mean, it's good enough. It's pretty close, right? It's pretty close. I mean, it's a stiff competition, especially if Dr. Z's watching. He's extra stiff, but it's pretty close. I got two badass friends that'll eat him up. Oh, Nick. So I've actually been waiting on this wig for like a week. I ordered it, and Amazon sent me a package. Amazon sent me a package that was completely sealed. It was like, it's that white, Amazon packages come in like white plastic bags, basically. They either come in a box, or if it's not in a box, it's like in a white plastic bag. And that plastic bag's on a roll, and they stuff whatever in it, and then they heat seal both sides. I got a package from Amazon sealed. It's not been cut. It's not been tampered with. It's not been ripped. No one like slid it open and sealed it back. Like it's completely sealed from the factory with nothing in it. Nothing in it. So I was expecting my wig last week, and I was like, "Oh, sweet! I'm gonna get a wig here." Turns out, no, it was just a sealed package that was completely empty. But luckily, customer service fixed it for me. Again, Nick Alvear, he's the one you're probably looking for if you're looking for somebody with a hairstyle like this. Not me. I'm just doing the best with what I got. All natural, all natural. I changed my conditioner. This is what happens. You guys remember? I told you I shave my head every other day. This is what happens when I don't. Did you style him? This is the way it come out of the package. What do you think? How's it look? It actually had a hair. It had a hairnet on it. Let me tell you something that I didn't know. The wig came with a hairnet. So like this really cheap, like you can basically rip it in half hairnet. See what I got in my hands here? This hairnet. It come on there. It also come with 2 big gold hoop earrings. I guess if I wanted to play extra
Pamela
Latina.
Page 5 just resubscribed for 2 months.
Thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate it. It come with 2 big hoop earrings, gold hoops. They're real, like they're not fake ones, or I probably would have wore them. Real earrings. My ears aren't pierced. They haven't been since I did on myself in 6th grade. My dad threatened to throw me out, so I had to take them out. It come with 2 real fake gold hoop earrings. And that hairnet thing I just showed you. Well, I tried it on, and I made this video, and I sent Mariah a picture. Right? I made this video, so I tried it on. I didn't realize the hairnet was on it, so I went to like I do with my beard all the time. Like I use my finger kind of like a comb, so I went to like do this to the wig when I was holding it, and it wouldn't brush. So I was like, oh, it's got a hairnet on it. Found the hairnet. Threw the hairnet down. Obviously, I didn't have my hat on because I was putting on a wig. I threw the hairnet down, wasn't paying attention, put the wig on, made the video, whatever. Then I realized that I'm out of tuna packets, which is what I usually eat at the office, like those like pre-mixed. I like the like sweet and spicy or whatever it is. Tuna packets, that's what I usually eat when I'm working at the office and I don't have time to go anywhere. I was out, so I was like, shit, I need to run to Taco Bell. Well, I didn't have my hat on, so I grabbed my hat and threw it on. I drove all the way to Taco Bell, and while I was at Taco Bell, I ordered, and I pulled up to the window, and the guy keeps looking at me. The guy keeps doing, like, double takes. Now, I'm not wearing the wig. I'm just wearing my hat. And he's like, hey. And I was like, hey. And he's like, it was $10 even because I rounded it up to, like, the whatever, their children's fund. It was $10 even. He's like, $10. Or you could give me that captain's hat. He saw that there's a captain's hat on the I'm the captain now hat is on the dash of my Jeep because I wore it home by accident one day. And I was like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And I turned to look at him, and he double takes again. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why does this guy keep looking at me like that? So he walks away. He hands me my drink. No, he hands me my receipt. I didn't order a drink. He hands me my receipt and walks away. And the other little guy that had the headset on walks up, and he hands me my food. And when he does, he's like, here you go. And he's like oblivious, like, right. He's just like looking or whatever. He's like, here you go. Then his eyes get real big, and he's like, oh. And I'm like, oh, what? And he's like, oh, nothing here. Here's your stuff. I put the fire sauce in the bag. So he does like a double take thing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I knew I wasn't wearing the wig. Like, obviously the wig, I like used a little clamp to hold it up to where it wouldn't get tangled. I drive all the way back to the office, and I'm sitting here like this, looking up something on Twitter, and I rub I use my thumb, I rub the side of my head, and it feels like I've got the wig on. I was like, oh my God, the hair is falling out of the wig, and it's stuck, like hanging down. So I flip on the camera. I don't even have a mirror here. I flip on the camera for OBS, so I have like this main camera. So I flip on this camera for OBS, and there's like a chunk of like hair hanging out of my hat. And I'm like, what the hell? How is the wig already falling apart? It was that goddamn hairnet. So when I took the hairnet off, and threw it down, it landed in my hat because I'd take my hat off to put on the wig. It landed in my hat, and then when I went to put my hat on, it got like squeezed in between the hat and my head, and it was like twisted up, and it was just hanging. And that, I guess that's why everybody was staring at me today. That's not as bad as the last time Mariah made me go through McDonald's for something. It wasn't. I did a video during the day, like a TikTok video or a Telegram video with a captain's hat on. And then I sat around for like 2 or 3 hours doing research on a project I was working on for the show and forgot I was wearing the captain's hat. And then I drove through the McDonald's drive-thru with the yeah, this was what it was. It was like twisted up like this. Can you see that? It was twisted up like this and just hanging out the side of my hat. And they probably thought I had like a rat's tail like wrapped around my head. Anyways, I had done a TikTok video or a Telegram video, whatever, and I was saying like, I'm the captain now, bitches, or something like that, or who's the captain now, something, right? I was making fun of Phil. And I sat here for like another couple hours and was doing research and typing or whatever. And once a hat's on your head, it's just a hat. Like I never think like, which hat am I wearing? It's obviously the hat I always wear. You get used to the way it feels on your head, and then you're like done. You don't have to do anything. So it does look like pubic hair. That's probably what they thought it was, a big clump of pubic hair. So Mariah asked me if I can run the boys some nuggets or whatever. She places an order on the app, whatever. So I just hop in the car and take off. I'm still wearing the captain's hat. And the first girl at the window says, oh, do you own a... The first girl at the window looks at me. And now I have no idea I have the captain's hat on, so I wasn't being a dick. The first girl at the first window that takes your money looks at me. She's like, oh, you got a boat? And I'm like, what? And she's like, do you have a boat? And I'm like, no, I don't have a boat. I'm in a Jeep. What do you mean a boat? And she's like, nothing. Never mind. And then in between pulling up from the payment window to the pickup window, I look in the rearview mirror and see that I'm wearing the captain's hat. And I'm thinking, man, she probably thinks I've been wearing that all day just so somebody asked me if I own a boat so I could yell at them and be mean. They don't own a fucking boat. The hell's wrong with you? Give me my food. Because the next guy at the next window, obviously I had seen it by this time. He's like, I like your hat. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. No, I don't own a boat. This is a Jeep. Does it look like I'm driving a boat through the drive-thru? Jesus Christ. And I literally had no idea what she was talking about. But, yeah, potato. It happens sometimes. It'll never top the spicy McChicken incident. So there you go. What else? Again, the Grifty. I'm going to post. The Grifty Awards was really good. The Grifty Awards was a really good video. Brad made it. And I can never say his last name, so he just told me to stop saying it. So Brad made it, and I'm going to upload it by itself. So it'll be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you want to steal it, it'll be on Facebook too. So if you want to steal it, share it, like it, whatever, you can do that. I'm not super concerned. I do think the wig's going to be a permanent. I'm going to get some glue. Will super glue hold a wig? You think it would stick to it? I've got accelerator, so I don't have to worry about that. I just need to get the wig going, okay? It's weird. Yesterday, I was talking about Andie and saying like, you know, what's up with Andie? Everybody's talking about people selling silver. Everybody's talking about people selling gold. What's up with Andie? Like, that's kind of weird. And then suddenly, all Good Lines chat, or at least a big percentage of them, have turned against Andie for whatever reason. I'm not sure where that came from, but there you go. I just saw it passing by. Also, a video was made about me. So I made a video on TikTok with the like creepy old man face filter. And then, of course, your boy Script Keeper. He's a badass bestie of Nick Alvear. Badass bestie that'll eat you up. So here we go.
People who have more birthdays tend to live longer. There you go.
It's a dad joke. Basically, I said a dad joke, and I've got this like creepy old man filter on. I said people that have birthdays have more birthdays. People that have more birthdays tend to live longer. So get it? It's like a dad joke. So if you have more birthdays, obviously you live longer, or you wouldn't have more birthdays.
Party it up. Well, if you don't know what I do on my show, I kind of go over like these right-wing grifters. I'm more of like a centrist, I guess, but I go over these right-wing grifters that are still telling people that Trump's still the president, Joe Biden's dead, reptilians, baby tunnels, blah, blah. And just occasionally, I get a comment that on my show that really touches me somewhere.
And then they show the video of the ass eggs where I was like, how do you like your eggs?
How do you like your eggs?
Well, you got the best content. Now I see why you get like 50 fucking likes.
50 is an interesting number for Script Keeper, right? 50 is an interesting number for Script Keeper. So he's talking about my TikTok, which I've basically abandoned. I just used it to do, I need to post some more to it. I need to not abandon it. I ought to do better at it. But I get 50 likes, and 50 is an important number for Script Keeper because that's his age. 50 years on this planet, and he's still trying to make it as a rapper. So would I rather have 50 likes or be 50 years old and be a struggling rapper? 50 likes for sure.
Will, what happened to going after Phil? You're doing such a great job, man.
I still do all the time. You should watch my show.
Yeah.
Well, Bird likes cocaine.
So that's the whole thing that Script Keeper put out today. And then Dr. Z comes out and says, full moon lunar eclipse group therapy. These fucking people are so high strung over the lunar eclipse, full moon. It's a solar eclipse, but the eclipse coming up that they need therapy. They need a safe space. Remember when they were making fun of people on the left saying, "Oh, you need your safe spaces and you need a
I got a small dick, but wait
thank you
till
very
it
much.
get hard. She gonna be like, damn, shit, my God.
Just because you have beautiful eyes. Thank you very much. I appreciate that still. I did see that comment Nick Alvear was talking to that other guy, and he's like, man, you have such a delicious looking penis. No homo. So I did see that, but thank you for the compliment on the eyes. Anyways, they used to make fun of people on the left for basically being like, you need your safe space. You need like a teddy bear to snuggle with. No one can say mean words to you. You need to be together with your... We used to make fun. They called them snowflakes, right? I wouldn't say that right now. In the past, I've probably been more on the right. I would say right now I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible and just look at the evidence. But I was part of that. I used to make fun of people on the left because they needed time. Basically, like children need timeouts. You had to put them in their own zone and play calming music, let them snuggle, let them do all that, right? And now these people have become what they claim they hate. They're screaming and crying because Trump lost. The way that, that famous meme of that woman like screaming on the street when she found out Hillary lost? That's what they are now. That's exactly what they are now. And they need group therapy because a full moon is happening or a solar eclipse is coming. Let me tell you what's going to happen in the solar eclipse. Nothing. You want me to tell you why there's a warning for certain areas to, stock up on food, blah, blah, blah? Because these areas are going to be extremely overcrowded. So the last solar eclipse that we had, we wouldn't have another one for like 30,000 years or something in that area. We got like 99% of blockage or whatever you want to call it. 99% of eclipse where I live. Okay. And when that happened, there was probably like 30 wrecks on the interstate that day. There were people it was the busiest I've ever seen a fucking Walmart in my life. And yes, they sold out of weird shit. They were even hawking those stupid, those pinhole glasses you wear to like see the eclipse. It's basically just a set of glasses. They have little pinholes poked in them. There were people hawking those. They gave them away for free like 2 or 3 weeks leading up to the eclipse. Then the last 2 or 3 days for the eclipse, they were selling them for like $40, $50, $100 a pair on Facebook Marketplace. The same reason, yes, there is in Oklahoma and other states, they've called out the National Guard. Yes, that one National Guard unit technically does have to do with CRBN, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear. That's what their training is. But they're National Guard. They're all specified in something else. You know what else they do with those is crowd control. They also a lot of times work with the police on like meth labs or when fentanyl's found. If you don't know how deadly fentanyl is, you can just like touch it and have an overdose from it. There's a video of a female cop that basically like touches some in like wrapped up in a dollar bill or something, and she like passes. She has to be given Narcan like 3 times to like save her life. So they do those things too. If there's more people, there's going to be drugs. There's going to be crowd control issues. There's going to be cell phone. If you don't know this, your cell phone coverage area is set up for your population size plus or minus a little bit, right? Well, plus a little bit. So if you live in a town of 100,000, your cell phone coverage area is set up to handle maybe 120,000 people. If 300,000 people get in that area and are all trying to use their cell phone for some reason and make TikToks or whatever, you're going to have blockages. You're going to have jams. You're going to have disconnects. So they're warning people about, hey, your cell phones might not work at certain times. You need to stock up on food and groceries because it could sell out. We're expecting massive crowds. This is a big event, right? And a lot of small towns are on the route. There's no reason to have a fucking therapy session over the eclipse. It'll be cool. Go watch it. It's something that happens. It's something that happens decently often, not in the same place very often, but it's something that happens decently often. It'll be fun. They're still confused. I wonder if I can access that group. Hold on. I was just making fun of this the other day. There is a Phil Godlewski fan group on Facebook. Do you guys know this? There's a Phil Godlewski fan group. It's called Phil Godlewski Fans. It has 13,000 members. And just the other day that I was making fun of this, of course, somebody had to post it over there. They're like, let me see if I can find the actual post. If the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, why is the eclipse start in Mexico and then go north and east? Because you're not thinking about the right body. That's the moon relevant to the sun. Nothing's relevant to Earth. That's the moon relevant to the sun. It has nothing to do with where the sun rises and the sun sets. They're just dumb. I said in a Twitter post earlier today, if you're going to troll somebody and you want to do it good and you want to come out the other side looking good and not like just like you're judgmental or you're jealous or you're a hater or you're just an idiot. If you're going to troll somebody, you probably need to be smarter than they are, right? You probably don't need to be as dumb as them or believe the same dumb shit they do and then try to troll them on the internet. It just comes off as, oh, well, you're dumb too, but you tried.
So _NY
That's a year and a half. Thank you.
For 18 months. Is that you, Will? I'm here for Will Bird.
No, this is Nick Alvere's Power Hour. My sister says the uniformity of the curls is to die for. I sent them a picture with my wig on. I think it's funny. I think it looks good. I've got a wig for the I've got a wig for where we did like a judge show. I need a collection. I need somewhere to hang them up. I have to build a wig stand or a wig rack. I have a fake head somewhere. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to put the wig. Anyways, these people are still asking like, oh, so you're telling me that the earth is... And then...
I got a small dick, but wait till you get home. She gonna be like, damn, shit, my God.
Because Merbird says you have a beautiful stick. Nick Salveri, eat your heart out. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Mariah probably does say that. It is, I don't know, it's just interesting that these people are that dumb. And then when people hop in the comments and try to actually explain it to them, they start screaming, the earth is flat. The earth doesn't move. The sun isn't that big. The moon's much smaller. One lady was trying to explain it, like genuinely trying to take the time out of her day to explain to them how a solar eclipse works. And they called her a witch in the comments. They told her to take her witchcraft to a group that wasn't so smart and knew all the tricks. These are genuine people. These are genuine people. I know it's hard to believe. Here we go. Yesterday at 6:54 p.m. in the Phil Godlewski fan club on Facebook, it says, can someone please explain why the sun moves east to west, but the coming eclipse moves east or moves west to east? Now, again, if you just thought about this for a few seconds, okay, what makes the eclipse happen? You see the sun, then you don't see the sun. Why do you not see the sun? Is it because the sun changed directions or hid or turned itself off? Or maybe somebody out in the galaxy has a clap on, clap off device for the sun? It's because the moon. The moon obstructs the sun from our view, our vantage point. Okay, it's not really out there with the sun. It's not playing defense on the sun. Just from our vantage point, the moon passes in front of the sun. Now, the moon also revolves around the earth, and it does it in such a way to where we only ever see basically one side of the moon, right? We always see the same side of the moon when we see it, okay? So it would be pretty easy to say the sun is not doing anything different, right? Because the sun doesn't make the eclipse. The moon's technically not doing anything different. This might be the only hard part to understand. If you are the sun, from the sun's perspective, it looks like the moon, if it was just looking right at the moon in front of the earth, it looks like the moon moves from west to east, okay, because of the angular momentum and the speed. It appears like that if you were the sun. Now, it doesn't technically, but because the earth is spinning and the moon is spinning and they're at different speeds, it seems like the moon moves from west to east. But it still doesn't have anything to do with the sun. That's the craziest, like, I thought the sun rose in the east and set in the west. What? That's what we're doing? So people genuinely tried to tell these people what's going on, along with someone said it's a satanic deception, most likely CGI, a practice run for the alien invasion. To boot, I believe the eclipse is moving southwest to northeast, which really means no sense. It's the moon that's coming between the sun and the earth. Good grief. So someone tried to explain it to them. Let's see what they said. How? Nope. The earth is stationary, unmoving. I left a comment that said this group is wildly stupid. It ended up with 5 likes. It says, and why can't we look at it? Our ancestors never had special glasses. They didn't go blind. All a bunch of BS. Do you know there's some QAnon groups that are telling their followers that the only way for them to get the most out of this ascension event with the solar eclipse is they have to stare at it. They're advising their followers to stare at the sun during the eclipse. Now, there's Jim from Florida. Hey, Jim, everybody's been trying to find you. I even sent you money on a Cash App. It was just $1, but I was trying to find you. Welcome back, Jim. Everybody say hi, Jim. You like my new hair, Jim? I got it for you. I was hoping you'd come back if I looked like one of your French girls. Anyways, there are people telling their followers that to get the most out of this ascension event, which is the solar eclipse, they need to stare at the sun. Now, to be fair, the reason we wear glasses is because when the moon is moving in front of the sun, it's incredibly bright, damaging to your eyes, I'm sure, probably pretty bad. Now, when you get the ring, when you get the full, if you're in 100% coverage and you get the full solar eclipse and you have like that ring, the halo around the moon, you can technically look at that with no glasses, but it's so short, you're better off just wearing the glasses the whole time, because when it starts to peek out back around, if you're still looking at it, it's going to damage your eyes. But imagine that your leader that you believe for everything, right? He tells you Joe Biden's dead, lizard people, baby tunnels, lunar eclipse, ascension, buy my silver. That has told them that they need to observe the whole 4.5 minutes or whatever it is of fucking the solar eclipse. That's insane. And they're like, okay, yeah, I want to get the most out of it, don't you? Yes, please explain. I'll wait. Because the moon isn't the sun, someone said. It really can't. Why are they saying that? Laugh out loud, says Linda Sullivan. And the response to that is because their lies are catching up to them. Yeah, they could have lied in any way they wanted to, but instead they lied to you about the path of the solar eclipse. You busted them. I would like to know if the Earth does its spin around the sun, how is it that we see the very same stars in the same place every night? Shouldn't we see different stars every night as well as the Earth spins around the sun? The stars do move. It's well documented. Looks like I'm onto something. Phil said that we will view the eclipse to look at the shadow. This is the one I was talking about. Look at this comment. If there was ever a comment that kind of encompassed these Q groups, it's this one. It says, me, willing to explain how the Earth, moon, and sun works. Y'all, burn the witch, burn her. That's pretty funny. That's a pretty good one. This is the Phil Godlewski fan group. Because it's a big lie, Phil explained it in tonight's live. I just love reading the comments. Man-made eclipses, that's weird. The path of totality, a projection of the moon's shadow, moves from west to east because that's the direction the moon orbits Earth, and the moon travels much faster than Earth, is rotating, visibly overtaking it during the eclipse. Again, it's from the perspective of the sun. Now, you're never going to see this perspective because you're not going to be on the sun looking down at the Earth, but it seems like the moon is moving that way, even though it's not, because the Earth is spinning at the same time, right? Pretty silly. Why can't we see the moon in the sky during the day or during an eclipse? I can see it most days depending on a clear sky. Yeah, I just saw it. I just saw it yesterday in the middle of the day. You can see the moon during the day. Now, when the moon is on path for eclipse, it's going to be incredibly hard to see it. First of all, it's going to be dark facing you. Second of all, you have the world's brightest light shining beside it, right? It's going to be hard to see that. Have you never been blinded by a flashlight? When a cop comes up and blinds you with his flashlight, can you tell what color his eyes are? No? Okay. Then that's settled. Because it's a shadow, the sun is local. Phil stated the math is off on eclipses. Nope. Special occasion. I don't believe that it is the sun that is revolving around us. I believe it is us revolving around it. That's what everybody believes. Take a flashlight and put a ball in front of it. Watch carefully where the shadow starts and stops. Asked my brother the very same question. He really couldn't answer. He tried but failed. Laugh out loud. Because God decided to do it that way, I'd be surprised if anyone could. God is in charge. I don't know what to say about these people. I don't know what to say about these people. They're pretty wild. I'll tell you that much. All right, so we have to have this therapy group for eclipses and full moon. Full moon lunar eclipse group therapy tonight at 7. That was posted today, I'm assuming. So they sent me the screenshot today. The lunar eclipse. Here's how to see the warm moon. Here's how to see the upcoming warm moon lunar eclipse. A glowing warm moon will light up the sky on Monday with celestial performance in store for people venturing out early morning hours. March's full moon, referred to as the warm moon by the Farmer's Almanac due to its proximity to the spring equinox, will be at its fullest at 3 a.m. Eastern. A few hours earlier, starting at 12:53 a.m. Eastern, according to Earth Sky, the moon will be almost perfectly aligned with the sun and the Earth, causing the outer edge of the Earth's shadow, also known as the penumbra, to be cast onto the glowing orb. Is that for tonight? Is that why they're saying the lunar eclipse? Updated at 7:04, March 25th? Yeah, I guess it is. So apparently there's going to be a lunar eclipse. Is it a full lunar eclipse? The greatest eclipse will be at 3:12 a.m. Eastern, when the moon will appear to be slightly darker than usual. Where's the lunar eclipse path? Can we see it? Who are on the night side of Earth when the event occurs. So you should be able to see it in Europe, North America, East Asia, Australia, Africa, North America, and South America. Lunar eclipse will finish at 5:33 a.m. So you should be able to see this, or we should be able to see this. 2 weeks, so this penumbral eclipse. Surely the P isn't silent. Penumbral eclipse comes about 2 weeks before a total solar eclipse that will cross Mexico, the United States, and Canada on April 8th. Lunar and solar eclipses always come in pairs due to the period when the sun, Earth, and moon stay aligned. While the full moon may be caught in Earth's shadow during this penumbral eclipse, the moon's next new moon phase will allow for the conditions needed for a solar eclipse, when the moon will be in between the sun and the Earth, and thus block the face of the sun from view. There you go, folks. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. That's usually the time, like, I'm going home or doing something, I'll check it out. It was last night? It says it's on March 25th. Oh, because it's 3 a.m. Yeah, you might be right. It's 3 a.m. will be, so it's last night. I didn't notice it. I went home. I was home pretty late. I didn't notice it. I wasn't paying attention, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Because it says 3 a.m., that is March 25th. So it was this morning. On March 25th, 2024, 11:53 CDT. UTC time. Yeah, it was probably last night. Did you guys see it? Did any of you guys see it? I think next we should rock a mullet. You guys know Liam's growing a mullet, my son. He's basically got like almost like the ferret faucet. You know how her hair comes down and like flips out? He's got like that just on the back right now. It's not long enough to lay down. So it flips out, then the sides are shaved. Anyways, do we need therapy for a full moon, lunar, and or solar eclipse? Is that where we're at now? We need therapy for it? Is that where the right wing is? That Joe Biden's dead and we need therapy for the full moon eclipse? We need group therapy. Got it. Anyways, next on the list. Was that, Yori, was that a tarot deck? Was that just a Dungeons and Dragons themed tarot deck of tarot cards or whatever? Then someone tries to explain my spiel to Script Keeper. Here we go. Cold Beer's not a truther. His show isn't just about Phil or any grifter. It has a plethora of topics and featuring stupid on the internet or TikTok. Stupid people on the internet or TikTok. He's not in the movement and says he's not. He just calls out what he sees as wrong. Isn't that what we're all doing? That's a pretty good synopsis, right? Sometimes it's not wrong, it's just weird. I like to find weird stuff on the internet. Stupid people, weird people, whatever. Script Keeper responds and says, no, he has a particular hate for Republicans, conservatives, and anyone who thinks that Joe Biden passed away a long time ago. Maybe it's just MAGA rappers. Maybe that's it. I do hate MAGA rappers. That is true. Also, he was begging for money not that long ago from Republicans and truthers, and they kicked him out. No, I wasn't. So if you don't know about the GoFundMe we originally had, I tagged a bunch of prominent grifters when I was doing my GoFundMe, and I'm like, hey, it was to show their hypocrisy. I never once thought that any of them would donate or share it or what. I shared it to people like Scott McKay, people who hate me, but to share their to show their hypocrisy, I shared the GoFundMe that I had going, and I said, hey, you guys claim that you always care about veterans, taking care of veterans, being a patriot, homeless veterans. You talk about this on like every other show about how I can't believe we're sending money here and we have homeless veterans. I'm a veteran and I'm losing my home. Why don't you share it or support it? None of them. Not a single person retweeted it. Not a single person. It was to show their hypocrisy. You think I thought Scott McKay was going to donate to my GoFundMe? No, but it makes him look like a hypocrite when he's giving away Purple Hearts for losing your YouTube channel. He's talking about how, he was so close to serving and his dad's the general and he was in this war and he did this and he did that, all that bullshit, and claiming that, well, we shouldn't be helping these people. We got homeless veterans, homeless veterans, homeless veterans, homeless veterans. I was about to be a homeless veteran and nothing, right? I knew he wouldn't donate. I knew Nino wouldn't donate. I think out of the few people that I tagged, in that post, I tagged a couple different ones. I knew none of them would donate. I did talk to some people that I actually like on YouTube, and they shared the link and donated. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you their names later. But I did share it to a couple people that I liked, and they donated and did their thing, right? But I knew Scott McKay wasn't going to do it. Right? Scott McKay is just about saying it. The same reason he never joined the military. He likes to talk about almost joining the military. He likes to talk about how he had the highest score ever recorded for a Navy fighter pilot. You're going to tell me you aced all the tests and set a record on the test. Apparently, he believes there's some type of entrance exam to be a Navy fighter pilot before you even join. There isn't. He says he had the highest score ever recorded on the test, and because of budget cuts, instead of taking 500 people that year, they only took 250, which I can agree with that, right? We have 500 people. We're only going to take 250, right? I can agree with that. If you were the top test taker for that position, you set a record taking the test, don't you think you would be in the top 250? Let's say I'm getting I'm recruiting a team to run track, and I'd say I'm allowed to take 100 runners. So I'm going to take the fastest 100 runners. And let's say you show up and run a 3-minute mile, the fastest mile ever recorded, ever. You're the fastest person on earth. And then I say, look, I can only take 50 people now, and I'm going to cut you even though you're the fastest person on earth because of budget cuts. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Just like Derek Johnson saying that he was a specialist on his way to general. That's not how that works, right? Well, I knew a lot of people in Congress. Doesn't matter. Well, I knew a lot of people who were officers. Doesn't matter. Scott McKay says that he wanted to be a Navy fighter pilot, and when he was looking into it, he took the test, he aced it, got the highest recorded score ever on the test, and then he named some congressman who was like in favor of military budget cuts, and it got through, and then they didn't take him because of budget cuts. Then he says the Marine Corps called him like 2 weeks later after the Navy told him, nope, we have budget cuts, can't take you, right? The Marine Corps called him 2 weeks later, and they're like, you still want to be a pilot? You still want to do this? You still want to do that? And he's like, hell yeah. And they said, okay, do you have a physical? And he's like, no, and just gave up. He couldn't just go take a physical? No, Scott McKay likes to talk about it, but he doesn't like to be about it, right? He likes to prance around with his tomahawk and talk about how he's the new age digital soldier, blah, 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 and this is a war. My friends have purple hearts from losing their channels. He just likes to talk about it. He'll never be about it, right? He's past the age to even fix that. I'm sure it weighs heavily on him. Like it seems like it was connected to his dad's love for him or respect for him or something. That his dad really wanted to serve, or he thought serving would make his dad love him more, respect him more or something, and it really bothers him, but it's too late. You were one of those almost guys. You almost served. Anyways, back to Script Keeper. That's the reason I shared it to Scott McKay and those people. Not because I was friendly with them, not because I was in their movement. It was to show their hypocrisy. And people have screenshots of me like doing like, at Scott McKay, you say you support veterans. I'm a veteran. I'm fixing to lose my home. Why don't you do something about it? There was even some politicians at the time that I tagged. I tagged some politicians that were all about donating money here, there to veterans, Republicans that were always against spending bills because we have homeless veterans. But then when homeless veterans is up for spending, they deny it too. Anyways, here we go. He really hates the new age digital soldier. I think most of them are drafted, though, Bug Dude. You got to remember that. Oh, by the way, Phil's Anons that are soccer moms who pop Xanax love to dogs. Just like Phil. Hey, Phil, did you know it's 170-something days? Okay, maybe this is just me. Maybe this is just me. But I don't think that his comeback has the same sting if he doesn't know the exact day. You need to go back and look and say it's been 173. It's been 178. It's been 181. Not it's been 170-something days. It's been 170-something days. I don't know. And then Nick comes up, and remember how we were talking about the, it was, so what does that say? Will, what military was you in? The United States? The Army? Anyways, it says Nick comes up, and that movie Quiet on Set that Investigation Discovery did, it was Investigation Discovery or Discovery Channel, whatever you want to call it, did the Quiet on Set, and it was a look at Nickelodeon and like the abuse and stuff. And I told you that Q-tards were lashing onto it. I may have talked about this in a Patreon show. I may have talked about it on a Patreon show, but the Q-tards lashed onto it and said, see, we told you, blah, blah. Anyways, it's a good documentary. Go watch it. I got it through Amazon Video, but I think I had to do like an introductory offer for the expanded like Discovery package, but it's good, right? And then Drake Bell comes out for the first time ever from Drake and Josh and says that he was the one. There was like this real big case and no one knew who this kid was that was in the case. It ended up being Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. He was also on the Amanda Show and a couple more shows. So that comes out and it's a huge hit. So Nick, what does Nick do? He steals the video, or tries to. He actually, believe it or not, he didn't research this enough. Yeah, I saw Old Ironsides. That's when I read it again. That's why I said Army. I thought maybe you were from out of the, when you said what military were you in, I thought maybe you were from out of the country. That's why I said U.S. at first. He steals the video, or he tries to. Believe it or not, that's the First Armored. Believe it or not, he doesn't do very much research. Yeah, it's on Max too, Cinemax. Believe it or not, or HBO Max, whatever it is. It's on Max. Believe it or not, he doesn't do enough research and he gets the wrong link. So basically, all I did was take this exact, I went to this website, right, and I took the exact title. You can see it in this screenshot. It basically says, Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, full documentary in English, something of something, right? Oh, it says full documentary, English 2024, by Investigation Discovery. That's what it says. Thank you for your service, Old Ironside. That's what it says. So I took that link and just searched it because clearly he's stolen it, right? Like obviously he doesn't have permission to run this, right? It's not his to run. So you think that at minimum he could at least see if his video works. So let me show you what he's got going on. What I don't want to do is show something else. Okay, let me show you what he's got going on. So here is his website, okay? Here is Goodline, and then we have a video player right here. So let me click this video player.
In the early 90s, Nickelodeon was kid everything. And you better hope that your house had cable.
Wasn't there to educate you. We were there to have fun, to get flogged, to be entertained.
So did you just see that? That was just a trailer at the very first of this. I'll pause it this time. Hold on.
In the early 90s, Nickelodeon was kid everything. And you better hope that your house had cable.
Wasn't there to educate you. We were there.
Right there. It says 2-night event. So all this is a trailer. It looks like kind of like the documentary starting, but this is a trailer, okay? Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, ID, which is Investigation Discovery, 2-night event, March 17th, 8 Central. All right, keep it playing. And it says Max also, HBO Max or whatever it is.
And this is when Dan Trader arrives, Nickelodeon's golden boy.
Again, this is just another trailer.
He created these shows that were hugely successful for them.
No one ever really done sketch comedy starring kids for kids.
He launched the careers of child
ID on Follow or whatever it's called.
actors who became major stars.
I had to pay an extra. I got a free trial and I watched it all in one day. So I think how many episodes are there? 4 or 5, something like that.
For 20 years, he shaped children's entertainment and culture. But that marked one of the darkest chapters.
ID Max, true crime event from ID, Investigation Discovery.
Working for Dan was like being in an abusive relationship.
Again, these are all just trailers, guys. Every one of these are just trailers. This is not how I went and watched the first part of the series that I paid for. It doesn't even start like this. It doesn't start like this at all. The first clip that shows Nickelodeon Studios and says Nick in the 90s was the place for kids. That's the only part that's like relates to the first of it.
Dan's treatment of people on your shows was an open secret.
So my lawyer filed complaints.
All right, so we're about a minute in. We're already talking about the work history and the lawyer filing a complaint from the 2 female writers that were on the show for all that. All that, if you don't know what it was, if you didn't grow up in that time, all that was like Saturday Night Live, but for kids. It was a skit comedy show for kids. Now, we're only a minute in, and they're talking about the lawsuit that the female writer had against the creepy guy, right? That doesn't happen till like episode 3 or at the end of 2, the first part of 3. So I know these are out of order because it's just the trailer.
Harassment. It was so devastating.
How safe can any kids be in that environment? There would be even bigger problems down the line with actual pedophiles on set. These are 3 predators who worked at Nickelodeon, all in a short amount of time.
Hey guys, all right for you? It was a toxic environment. It made me trust people less.
We were there for so many hours. You get comfortable with people until you're not. I had no idea what I was saving my son from. It was a house.
It's good. You should watch it, but you should pay for it if you're going to watch it.
Said we found Ziploc bags, each one with a girl's.
I don't even care if you bootleg it from like a Russian site or whatever, whoever puts up the sites. I don't think that Nick should be pulling it to his site and having people subscribe, you don't have to technically subscribe to it. You just have to create an account, but that's how he gets your email. That's how he gets you to subscribe later on. He just straight stole it.
Name on it. 11 charges of child sexual.
You didn't notice the hair, Mason?
It made me wonder.
It's no big deal. I just got it.
I've been waiting
All right, right here is important. We're at 2 minutes in. What happens at 2 minutes? Let's see.
for today.
It wasn't dealing with anybody on the shows or anything, right?
It was a child actor.
On one of our shows.
Yes. Have you ever told your story publicly before?
2 minutes 18, 2 minutes 19, 2:20. Oh, what happened? 2:30. It just freezes. It just freezes. Nothing's on the screen. That's weird. What if I skip ahead? Okay, it's just a frozen screen of Quiet on Set. That's weird. What if I skip on ahead? Oh, it's just a frozen screen of Drake Bell, who's in the very last episode. How is he on there at 10 minutes in, and he's on the last episode, the 4th episode or 5th or whatever it is? Okay, now it just flashes back to this. So again, these are Nick Alvear's posts. Nick Alvear saying, new to Good Line TV, an in-depth look into the child exploitation in the TV business. And it says, quiet on set, the dark side of kids' TV. So, where did Nick Alvear find this video? Well, I took the title of this video, Quiet on Set, the Dark Side of Kids' TV, full documentary English 2024 by Investigation Discovery, and I put it in quotation marks so it would search specifically for that title. And where Nick got this video is a YouTube channel he also stole it from, this YouTube channel. Now, this YouTube channel says, Quiet on Set, the Dark Side of Kids TV, full documentary English 2024 by Investigation Discovery. That's even the title of the, that's the title of everything, right? That's the title of the channel. That's the title of all the videos. Here's another one right here. Full video, 2024, full documentary, free online, English Investigation Discovery. Now, he stole it from this, and how do I know he stole it from this? Because if we watch these...
In the early 90s, Nickelodeon was Kid Everything, and you better hope...
So basically, that is how the series starts. In the early 90s, Nickelodeon was Kid Everything. I believe. I can't remember.
...that your house had cable.
Wasn't there to educate you. We were there to have fun, to get fun, to be entertained.
And this is when Dan Schrader arrives, Nickelodeon's golden boy.
So let's see what happens on this channel about 2 minutes in.
Working for Dan was like being in a hostile work environment.
Dan Snyder's such a creepy motherfucker.
Trust people. Each one with a girl's name.
All right, we're at 1:45, 2 minutes in, right here.
Today.
It wasn't dealing with anybody on the shows or anything, right?
It was a child actor.
On one of our ships.
Yes. Have you ever told your story publicly before?
Oh, what? Black screen? That's weird. Oh, what if I skip ahead? Oh, we're frozen on the title screen? Oh, we're frozen with Drake Bell? So you'll get these all the time. There'll be a thing that says like, I used to watch The Walking Dead all the time. And it'll say Walking Dead season 5, episode 3, brand new, click here. And when you do it, it'll play like a little snippet or a trailer. A trailer doesn't, if you don't know, a trailer doesn't get copyright claimed. A trailer doesn't get copyright claimed because they want people to share trailers. So they'll stack up the trailers, but it's usually a scam. What they'll say is if you click on the link, or maybe it's in the, let's see if it's in the title of the, I haven't looked for this, right there. See this link? replaynow.com/English/TV/245902, Quiet on Set, the Dark Side of Kids TV. He ripped it. First of all, he doesn't have authorization to have it anyways, right? It's not his video. Investigation Discovery put this production together, and it's not even old. Like, I would be more lenient if it was like a year old or something and people weren't rushing to it. But it's not even old. It just came out, and he's stealing it for his website to get you to sign up. Again, here's what you'll get if you'll sign up. One video, unlimited streaming. Sign up to watch this video. It'll only take a second. Already have an account, sign in. You have to sign up to watch the video, right? And he just stole this video. He doesn't have rights. Even if this was the real video, he doesn't have rights to it, right? And I thought these big mainstream media people were the cabal. Why would you share something on your cabal-free site from Investigation Discovery? But he stole it from Investigation Discovery, and he stole it from whoever's YouTube channel this is. Now, this YouTube channel is kind of scummy. It's a lot of people would click on this, thinking it's a full documentary. Then, of course, it's going to be just 3 trailers back to back, and then all this dead air. But what they really want you to do is think that you're getting to watch it. That's why it's why wouldn't it just be a 2-minute video or 2-minute and 30-second video? Because when people search, if I search Quiet on Set, the Dark Side of Kids TV, when I go through the search results, I'm looking at how long they are. So I know this is a 4-part series. A 12-minute video ain't going to do it for me. A 16-minute video ain't going to do it for me. A 44-minute video, maybe, but that's classified quiet addresses. That's not it. I'm looking for a link that says probably full documentary or full show, full movie, and that's a few hours long. They're tricking you into clicking this link. Now, obviously, they tricked Nick, and there are people in Nick's chat, believe it or not, that are claiming the link works. Obviously, it doesn't work. I just showed it to you. It's a stolen, not only is it a stolen link, it's a stolen bad link. There's only 2 minutes of the video that play, right? And this 3 trailers they crammed together. Why would it keep popping up on ID March 25th, 2-day event, blah, blah, blah? Why would that keep popping up at the bottom if this was the actual show? It's a trailer. So there are people trying to tell people that it's real. So it says, tried to see Quiet on Set on Red Pill Cinema, Good Line Films, but it doesn't work properly. Come about 2 minutes in, then it freezes. Could you alert Nick or the admins there? Thanks for the help. Now, I have no doubt if he wants to steal this, he can. And he can upload it to his website. I'm sure he can. He could probably fix this. It's not right if Discovery Channel gets wind that he's selling subscriptions to see their copyrighted material. They're not going to be happy about it, right? They'll probably make a copyright takedown notice. But why lie to people? Nick, go watch the video. Only 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of it plays. It's not even the real series. So what this tells me is Nick searched full documentary, Quiet on Set, the truth about kids on TV. He found a video. He watches about 30 seconds of it, says, this is it, downloads it, uploads it, and says, go sign up, guys. I got it. He didn't even watch it. He hasn't even watched it, or he would know. Anyways, Don says, are you watching it through the app or this link? Through the app or Goodline's TV site, paying member from Norway. Please download the app, goodline.tv. You can finish it through the app. Best wishes. All the other films work fine, no problem. Yes, I will check it out for sure on that one, but all the links are great through the app. I wonder if you lost connection somewhere. No, the link is bad. The whole video's bad. Nick couldn't even spare to watch, to even skim through. If he would just clicked ahead a couple minutes, he'd have been like, why is it frozen on this one thing and it still says it's playing? Oh, sorry about that. I'll check it out. No, I have a good internet connection to be sure. Check it out. Thanks for replying. I'll go through Nick and I'll go through and get with Rich or Nick. I don't know if Rich is like his internet guy. Don says, hi again. Rich checked it and it moves past the 2-hour mark on Good Line's end. No, I mean, it plays past 2 hours or 2 minutes or whatever, but nothing's happening on the screen. It's frozen and there's no sound. There's no anything. Try clearing your cache cookies. I went on the website and played the movie. It worked fine. The tracker went past 2 hours and I dropped it before and let it play and it played fine. Were you watching it on the website or the app? Website, Rich, shall try again. Thanks for the help. Richard Pugh is the guy's name. That's why I'm here for my friend. Any issues, use the website chat and I'll get on it. Support. So I'm guessing this guy is the webmaster for Nick, I guess. But again, it's a stolen link. It's a stolen link. And it's a bad link at that. Why couldn't you just click through it, dude? So Nick went to this YouTube channel, downloaded it, and re-uploaded it, and he's like, oh, there you go. It's there. Go sign up. You got to sign up to watch it, though. You got to sign up to watch it. I don't know. You can't. Trust me, I've been fooled by it. I've been fooled by those links before and try to click on it and watch it because sometimes someone will upload a full episode of The Walking Dead or a full documentary. It might not be up for long. When it gets a lot of views, YouTube finally discovers it. Sometimes they discover it automatically. Sometimes they have to wait till it gets a lot of views, right? I've been fooled by it before, but I wouldn't upload it to you guys and say, oh, it's good. Here you go. Ready to go now. Just sign up for my website and you'll get a bunch of spam emails telling you to pay me and you can watch it for free. Jesus Christ. All you had to do was watch it, Nick. And the moderators come in and tell people they're crazy, that it is working. That seems pretty wild, no? Jesus Christ. what is, I don't even know what this is. Patriot versus pedo. We all know who's winning this one. Follow the good line down the rabbit. Let's see what this video is. So it says, liar, liar, make a federal case out of idiom. U.S. informal. Then it says, it's the definition, I guess, of idiom. It says, to become very upset or angry about something that is not important. I agree that he shouldn't have said that, but there's no reason to make a federal case out of it. Oh, okay. Make a federal case out of. I've never really used that. Let's like make a mountain out of a molehill or whatever. So it's the idiom of make a federal case out of it. Godlewski brings a federal case against truther J6er filmmaker. It's such a weird world that in their world, it's a good thing that Nick was smoking pot on J6 in the Capitol. I can't get around that. Democracy is so fragile. Like our entire political system is so fragile. And the people who tried to fracture it are held as heroes. California man dubbed Capitol Riot doobie smoker arrested, feds say. Eduardo Nicolas Alvier Gonzalez Feduardo Lupicia, whatever his fucking name is. There's way too many. Nick Alvier, everybody. AKA the Capitol Rotunda doobie smoker. QAnon leader inadvertently outs himself as a pedophile groomer and not very intelligent. This is from the Critical Mind from Daily Kos. KOS, whatever this. Doria man accused of bouncing a $22,000 check. News Times Tribune. Doria man faces charges paying for almost $22,000 in home improvement materials with a check he knew would bounce and providing a seller with a doctored bank account statement in an attempt to cover up the deception. Records show Phil Godlewski Wells Fargo account had an actual balance of just $267.95 when he issued a $21,789.84 check to Mariotti Building Products on November 13th, investigators said. Of 2019. QAnon leader outed for inappropriate relationship with a minor, report says. Mr. Godlewski met the girl while he was working as youth baseball coach. Phil Godlewski, a leader in the QAnon conspiracy movement, doing a live stream from his car. Mr. Godlewski pleaded guilty to corrupting a minor after allegedly having an inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old girl. Screen grab. Made his teeth huge. The teeth part's the only funny part. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I can't believe that there are actually people that genuinely believe like I flipped on Nick as if I was 100% on board with everything he said, or let's even say 90% on board with everything he said, and then suddenly, boom, I just decided to flip on him. Do you think I was ever going to be friends or get along with or be part of? Yeah, the little chime when he smiles. Ding. Nick Alvier, it's craziness. By the way, if you want to contribute to the show, please go to coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. All the links on the left. You've seen Buy Me a Coffee pop up a couple times tonight. That's where you can leave a topped out message. I'll read it. Join our Patreon for extra content. Gun and Bomber is just the old link. I'll still read it too. Or the robot will read it, actually. Dono Clip, where you can record an audio or video message for the show. You click on any of these boxes and you can contribute to the show somehow. Also, there's the very bottom link that just says donate down here. That's kind of like anonymous. I'll know it, you'll know it, but it won't pop up on the screen. I'll still probably thank you at least by your first name, but it won't pop up on the screen. And some people don't like to interrupt the show. This is how you can support the show if you like what we do and keep it going. It's up to you. Coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. And yeah, exactly, Old Ironsides. Especially like seeing the way that Nick flipped on Phil. And they're like, oh, I can't believe Will did a full 180 out of nowhere. Yeah, I wanted him to finish his film. I didn't want to discourage anybody from seeing the film. I wanted everybody to have their own opinion because there was nothing wrong with the film, right? I mean, it was all stuff that everybody knew, but at least he packaged it together all in one place. He basically covered the last 3 years that everybody's been doing. He put it in one package. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with the film. I wanted everybody to have their own opinion on the film. Before I started talking about my opinion on Nick, I didn't want to discourage people from watching the film. Go watch the film. It's all put together well. It's in one place. It's packaged well. You have to listen to. And did you know that at this time in Pennsylvania, that Phil Godlewski, you have to listen to Nick's voice, but damn, I mean, it's all together in one place. You don't have to watch 30 of my shows to do the same thing. Nick's the one who flipped. I don't know. It's just crazy. Nick's the one who flipped, and then they all accuse me of flipping. Nick's the one who's clearly got some very, very homosexual tendencies, but they all accuse me of being gay, the guy that's got a wife and 2 kids, something that none of them have. I just don't know. I don't get it. Even Dr. Z basically said he made the shit up, right? I don't have to show proof. I don't have to have proof. It's a narrative war. I just say what I see. Weird. The mods forwarded something else. What is this from Chessie Trex? I listened to it earlier, but I can't remember.
If you want to know what I think about Patriot Princess, I believe it's the white hats. And if they want to use that image,
Patriot Princess, which is the woman who's always, sucking off Phil on TikTok,
to bring truth to us, can't you look outside the box? Can't you look outside her?
We're looking at her box.
What they use, but they're bringing truth through her, and I can confirm that. You can either take it or you can look on the surface with your earthly matrix eyes.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I won't bring this up again, but that is a fact.
Don't use your matrix eyes, guys.
She is not producing all of that content on her own. I don't care if she's CGI or somebody with a mask on. It doesn't matter, does it? They did it for us, to help us find the way. And what if Phil Godlewski isn't even here anymore? You're fighting someone that doesn't exist anymore. What if that's a possibility? What if they're just using his image and a bunch of people are playing him? It isn't the same guy every time, I'll tell you that. The guy that demeaned me is not the guy you see doing the lives. So who cares? We have to just listen for truth alone and forget the rest. I'm hoping you can stretch your mind just a little bit. All these court cases against President Trump, those aren't real.
Makes sense. None of it's real. If you don't like it, it's not real.
Have strong opinions.
If you don't like it, I don't like when people accuse Trump of crimes that are not real. I don't like it when Phil called me out. It's not real. I don't like it when it's not real.
Trump, those aren't real. I'm just saying, don't have strong opinions about things, because when we get to the other side, you're going to find out how much different it was, and do you want to be embarrassed?
Of course, I don't think anybody's claiming that she's like a stellar researcher. She just watches other people's shit and then makes a clip, basically a clip out of it in her own words. Like she watches Phil's shit and then takes one point out of that and makes a fucking 30-second video.
I guess I can show you the door, but you're the one that has to walk through it. So if you don't want to, then don't say mean things in this channel. I won't open it. I will just keep it down permanently. We don't allow that. That's why we had mods.
Oh no, number 2.
Okay? Be kind.
So that's from Chessie Trex. But I guess everybody else thinks that she's a man, right? So all of the good lions thinks that Tressie Trex is a man. I guess that's the best way to put it. Nick's always complaining about her Adam's apple because, again, she's a man. Obviously. I don't think she's a man. I mean, I don't think she's like exceptionally beautiful or nothing, but she seems fine. I guess she seems fine to me. I definitely don't think she's a man. We've watched her before. You want to see her? Hold on. Let's see. What's her name? Patriot Princess. This is her. She's got a bunch of filters on and a lot of makeup as well.
Patriot Princess.
Today is 3/20/2024. Add each number up individually. It equals 13. And it's Barron Trump's birthday today. He's 18.
Oh my goodness. It was meant to be.
Barron was born March 20th, 2006. Add each one of those numbers up.
You want to hear something freaky? You want to hear really something freaky? If you take the current year, 2024, right? Everybody's living in 2024 right now. But not everybody was born in the same year. Would you agree to that? This year for everybody is 2024, but not everybody was born in the same year. I bet you if you take 2024 and subtract the year you were born, it will give you how old you will be this year. Works out every time. Works out every time.
What's up? 13. Ezra Cohen Watnick. Take the first letters of each of those words.
Oh my God.
ECW. ECW 31. Think Mirror 13.
Think Mirror 13. Served as acting undersecretary. Acting role, special operations. But he's an actor.
ECW 31. Chief 31. Echo 31. Echo, like in.
Yeah, it does. I said it'll tell you how old you will be this year. So yeah, they'll be that age this year.
Bill's Live, the Echo. Or Echo, like the letter E in the phonetic alphabet that the military uses.
Echo. Let go my Echo.
Ezra E on Telegram?
Oh, is Ezra E?
ECW 31. IV 31. IV. Like Jeremy was saying, his arm was bruised because of his IV.
I don't see an Adam's apple. I think the only reason they dislike this woman is because she likes Phil so much.
He says you carry the children in your heart. This is about the children. And this is 117% proof that the mainstream media is controlled by white hats now.
You don't carry your children with your arms or your back or your legs. You carry your children with your heart. So as we say goodnight and hello to a new year, we can take comfort in the words of Detective Russ Cole at the end of True Detective as he describes the oldest story known to humankind. A story we will see repeated time after time this year. It's the story of light versus darkness. And no matter how it looks or feels.
Yeah, right here's where he says, P.S. Anyone who supports this pedo obviously has too much filler in their brain and chin and lips. She should enter in the Gematria website, attention seeking pedo supporter. And I bet her name pops up. Message from Patriot Princess about Phil. Is Phil bad? Listen to your gut. Well, after the reviews from X, Rumble, and Instagram, the verdict is in. Everyone's gut says he's bad, all right. I've seen an overwhelming amount comment. Phil can't be trusted. He's a grifter. He's a pedo. He's a scumbag. Follow your gut, not gematria, folks. Learn to think for yourselves. P.S. Anyone who supports pedo obviously has too much filler in their brain and chin and lips. She should enter in the gematria website, attention-seeking pedo supporter, and I bet her name pops up. So, again, the only issue they have with her is that she supports Phil, and Nick doesn't right now. He used to, but he doesn't right now.
Or seems the light is going to win.
When have you ever heard?
She's doing, I mean, obviously I don't agree with anything she says. It's all Q-based. It's all crazy, whatever gematria and stuff. But damn, if she hasn't built a following off of it.
Have our Q phones.
Q phones. Oh my God, that's an Apple phone. It's got a Q.
So, little known thing about Q phones is that. Careful here. This was an off-topic thing that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Okay. Then don't. Do?
Not an off-topic thing, but a forbidden topic thing. What could I say, though? Okay.
Oh my God, say something. Okay. You already have the Q phones. Remember when he was running around pretending like he had a Q phone? And he couldn't show it on stream. He had to keep it separate. It was different than his iPhone. I think he even told people it would be like a pop-up, like hologram like thing. And it would be nothing like the cell phone you got now. Now he's changed that to you already have them.
Patriot Princess.
What if we already have our Q phones?
Anyways, that's who she is. They're all convinced she's a man. I don't think she's a man. I don't like, this is going to sound weird. I think her lips are too big, and I know some people like or think it's like hot for like a woman to have all this like sharp bone structure. I'm not a big fan of your face looking like it was chiseled from limestone. It's just not me. But I don't think she's a man. I don't think she's ugly. I'm not going to go out here and just talk shit about her just because she supports somebody you don't support, which is weird. Whatever. Anyways, back to everything else. That was Nick with his stolen film. His chat is all over this person. His chat has also had a change of heart against, we covered some of this, against Oliver's mom. And on top of that, it's had this weird pull that even Oliver's mom is, I guess, coming out against Andie, because yesterday people were talking about Phil and the money he made and his dad and all kinds of stuff. I think it was Shack to the Future. And I made a comment about, well, where does Andie fall in this? Honestly, like, I'm genuinely confused. Is she like, do we just give her a pass because now she says Phil's bad? Look how much money she made. She's still making with $7K, all based on basically Phil's downline. And when she first left Phil, a lot of people were trying to convince me just to give her a pass. Just to give her a pass. Like, she's not with Phil anymore, blah, blah. And she sent me a message once or twice. And I honestly thought about it. I honestly thought about it for a long time. And then I'm like, no, she's still doing... she's still making this money off 7K. Phil set her up, right? Got her going, got her making all this money. Then she says Phil bad, but she didn't drop all the stuff that Phil put her into. She didn't drop her position in 7K. She didn't tell anybody in her downline, if you support Phil, get the fuck out of here. He's a liar, a grifter, and a con artist. Like, she didn't do any of that. So I was kind of curious with, like, what the hell is going on with Andie? So I made a post about this. And I said, I wonder how Andie fits into this. She rode along with Phil to tons of money, then suddenly separates and calls him out. But she owes everything about the position she is in and all the money she has made to go going along with Phil for months and months before she says she came clean. I don't know. Then someone else said, this is what I really want. I want to know this. I want to know that. You know, Dave says, and Andie left Phil, but won't tell us the truth about all the scams he did because she was part of them. Unless she fully comes clean, she is no better than Phil. Just leaving him but still collecting the money is not okay in my book. So then I put, it's honestly hard for me to think this through. How much should we allow people to make under Phil, then be fully forgiven if they just come out against him? Is it $1,000? Is it $1 million? To this day, his grifts built the majority of her downline at 7K, where she still pulls a more substantial income than most Americans, and it was all built by Phil and his following. So I'm like, oh, well, what's going on? Yeah, I saw Phil said he's going to match whatever the fundraiser thing. I would assume it's a legit fundraiser. I don't know. I didn't look into it. And then I said, I know she was on Nick's research team, but she holds on to her 7K title with white-knuckled grip. It still feels slimy to me, especially when people give her a full pass on everything just because she now says Phil is bad. Maybe someone should look into that a little more closely. Now, there's some comments on that. And like Shaq says, Andie needs to learn how to read a room, in my opinion. I asked her last year on Telegram when she first realized Philip was full of shit. In my opinion, that's when she should have called him out and jumped ship. She was highly defensive and kept mentioning how she left her career, etc., how she was more responsible for her downline, blah, blah, blah. That's the same thing she tried to tell me. This is a Shaq. I don't lie to my downline. I treat it like a real business. 7K isn't bad inherently. You know, you can still do this. You can still do that. It's not that bad, which was interesting, I guess. At some point in here, though, Oliver's mom hops in. Oliver's mom hops in and says, on my post, now, obviously, me and Oliver's mom don't get along, and we haven't. She hops in and she says, that's what does she say? She says, that's what I want to know too. Hold on. I don't want to misquote her. She either says I have questions too. She says, I now have questions too. Then someone says, why do I recognize this Lisa George name? So she made a comment and deleted it. I said, why don't you just ask her in your research group? And she said, you already have all the information about that. And she deleted it. And I said, no, I don't have the information about that. Why don't you ask her? I just got off work. So then someone says, why do I recognize her name? I said, it's Oliver's mom. She pops in and says, yes, this is me. Whatever. That's over with. We haven't talked since then. What's interesting, though, remember when I told you that people were just trying to get everybody to give her a free pass? To just say, oh, she's good now. Yeah, she's good now. She's good. She's a good guy now, and she left Phil, and we should just leave her alone. There were even groups that made rules that you couldn't say bad things about 7K because Andie was... You definitely couldn't address Andie, but you also couldn't say bad things about 7K because she was in there? Can you explain who Oliver is? Oliver's her dog. Oliver's mom is the ultimate Karen, the boss Karen of Telegram. You couldn't say anything disparaging about 7K. You couldn't say anything to Andie. Nothing disparaging because she was in that group. But if you go back and look about who are some of the people that were trying to get us to give Andie a free pass, well, that was Oliver's mom. I think Andie jumped out because she has a soul. The rest, fuck them. Because how do you know for sure? Because I know Andie. I've spent a good amount of time listening to her side of things. There is a very different side to what happened between her and Phil. Has she put her story anywhere publicly? Bits of it, but she isn't allowed to talk publicly due to his litigation. Okay, then I don't trust her. Fine. If you do, from what you heard, but I believe she's still up to her neck with Phyllis. GS sent her Nick's DM link. Well, that's your choice. But when people are involved in litigation, they usually don't talk about it publicly on social media platforms. She's in several private chats where she has answered numerous questions. So literally, it was Oliver's mom saying, I now have questions too. She was the one trying to get everybody to just sign on to this. Did she talk about Catherine Telford? Yes. So was he lying about her? Actually, I've got too many questions. I've got too many questions, really. I didn't trust her or believe her until I talked to her, so I understand your opinion. Not because she has that business, but how she got it. All the deceit and fraud she participated to get there. I didn't see her. I've never seen her once when she was signed on with Phil. When Phil says, like, oh, you got to get gold or silver because the market's going to crash and Trump's still president. If Trump's going to bring back the gold standard. I never once saw her stand up and say, well, that's not true. But, gold and silver is a pretty stable investment. It was a rule in both support and army. Thank you. Not because she got that business, but how she got it, all the deceit and fraud she participated in to get there. I don't see what he did to her. Plus, I doubt he made her a millionaire is what he did. He made her fucking executive, presidential, whatever gold using his downline. She was like equal to Todd Father. That's what he did to her. So it's kind of weird that Oliver's mom's like, I have questions about her. She doesn't like her anymore. But she was the one trying to convince everybody. If you go over to to the what chat on Telegram, not only was she trying to convince everybody, but she even, cancel that. Sorry. It was suddenly trying to forward messages. Funny, when Mellon first started his chat, we were all calling Andie out for that, and they were all defending her. We were muted and banned for speaking out against Andie too. It says, another thing that bothered me is she always only came into the chat when defending 7K. She never gave us an opportunity to get to know her as a person without a DM. So it's like all of them are suddenly attacking her now, but back then, nobody was. Back then, when I did it, everybody's like, you should just give her a pass, guys. She's had it tough. She had a hard time. She even met up with Oliver's mom. This is a picture of Oliver's mom, if you couldn't tell from the snout, and Andie. They even met up in real life. And now you have questions? Why didn't you sniff it out then? It's kind of weird, no? Somebody even shared my post on that. It says, really, Oliver's mom, don't act like the victim when you have shit on everybody in your path. You are the common denominator for all angles and all this BS. It is kind of weird to watch Oliver's mom in a chat. Maybe she's just the most unlucky person in the world, but every chat she's in, it collapses and she's at the center of it. Popped in Brad tonight and he showed on screen his Q TV screen. He is making $35,000 a month from them. Jesus, he showed that on his live stream. Obviously by accident. I can't believe he even showed it. I can't watch Brad shit. Brad, he was trying to get him to go to like Pop Book or some stupid shit, some new Facebook alternative. But I'm assuming it didn't work. I don't. It's just weird that Oliver's mom suddenly has questions. Pull up his show tonight and go to the end. I can't. I'll have to have somebody download it for me. I can't. He's got me blocked on Facebook unless he has like a Rumble or something. Does Brad still do Rumble? Thank you for dropping the Discord link. I do much more prefer Discord than I do Telegram. I know everybody's on Telegram and everybody's like, oh, let's just stay here. I fucking hate Telegram. Oh, there it is, down the rabbit hole. So yeah, he is live. Go to the end of tonight's show. Let's go see if Brad Barton posts this. I just think it's weird for Oliver's mom. Maybe she has a legitimate grievance, but it almost feels to me like she's a person who cried wolf too many times. You know what I mean? Like she just cried wolf so many times, and now I'm like, are you just sowing, this deception or something here, or is this a legitimate thing? I don't. It's hard to tell. If he signed up enough people, he could definitely be making that much money. It just depends on how many people he actually signed up. Monthly earnings, month to date, $33,086. Sponsored by William at Faith Over Fear LLC. Personal site, bradbarton.myqstreaming.com. Application to enroll, bradbarton.myqstreaming.com/apply. Level 1 active subscriptions, 1,950. Level 2 active subscriptions, 6,038. March earnings, month to date. So just for March, $33,086. I need to screenshot this before he deletes it. Hold on. There you go. Thank you very much, Old Ironsides, for the heads up. Save as Brad Barton. I'm telling you, Grifton's a good game, boys. It's where you make all your money. Q earnings. Hopium sales. And once you get the hopium sales and the people signed up, that's where you make your money. Commissions earned last month, $36,068. February, $36,008 and a penny. January, $36,512. December, $35,494. Lifetime earns $276. How long's he been doing this? Since like I don't know, since like November, October, maybe even like September of last year. He's not been doing it long. Let's do this. If he's averaging, let's say he's averaging $30,000. What we got? We got 276, 230. He's been doing it for 9 months, so maybe it's longer than that. Maybe he got it back on it during the summer, I guess. I remember that basically Phil turned him on to it, but that's not who signed him up. Somebody else signed him up. Whoever that guy is that signed him up, he's making a shit ton of money too, because he signed up all of that. Jesus Christ. Lifetime payments, $243,144.04. And his account balance is $60 to pay for his Q streaming. That's insane, dude. Imagine making, $35,000. A lot of people don't make $35,000 a year. Obviously, that's like a entry-level job to like just starting out, or maybe you had to return to the workforce, or, you had to start over or whatever. A lot of people will say, I make more than $35,000, but a lot of people don't, especially like where I live. Man, when I graduated high school, people making $35,000 were doing good because a lot of entry-level jobs are like $20K. Like that was back in 2008, 2009. A lot, $35,000 a month. Brad told me he is the one that signed Phil up. I don't know if that's true. Then Phil started advertising it fucking almost a year before Brad did. And then Brad and Phil had a talk, or they had this thing. I think it was supposed to be a show. They were supposed to do a show together, but they didn't. And it was supposed to be this big announcement. And it was basically just Brad come on and he signed up for Q streaming. If he did, he wasn't doing a very good job of advertising at the time because for months and months and months and months before that, Phil was advertising it. That's insane, dude. $19.50. Now I know there's two different rates. There's like a first tier and then a second tier. $19.50 plus 6038 7988. But let's take 3386 086 divided by 7988. On average, he's making what, $4 a piece. $4. So I bet some of them he makes 10% and some of them makes 5 or 6% or something. But on average, if you take them all, he's making about $4 a piece, and there's just 8,000 of them, right? 8,000 people at like $4 a piece. 4.14, something like that. That's insane, dude. I knew it would be a lot. I didn't know it'd be that much. I figured it'd probably be like 10K, maybe getting close to like 20K, but 35K. Dude, that's insane. Just from Q streaming. And you know he has another MLM, right? He has another MLM. If he makes $35K a month, that's $420,000 a year, $500,000 a year just from this. And this is his second MLM. This is secondary MLM. His primary one focuses on health insurance. It was an MLM. I forget the name of it. It's called like Team America or something stupid like that. But it was basically a buyer's club. So you signed up to get these discounts. And what they would do is like they had a bunch of people sign up. And let's say like you know how you get an employee discount on your phone sometimes for different places you work? Your employee discount is because an employer goes and says, look, I have 5,000 people that work for me. I'm going to tell them all to sign up for Verizon if you'll give them a discount. I'll post it, blah, 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 and you'll get more followers. So they say, okay, we'll give you 10% off your bill. Club National, thank you. We'll give you 10% off your bill or something. This is kind of the same thing. You paid to be in this club. It's an MLN. You paid to be in this club, and monthly they sent you like an email with like places like they might negotiate with Sam's Club for this discount, or negotiate with AT&T for this discount, or negotiate with Walgreens for this discount, kind of like that. So you paid to be in this club, and they just got discounts for you. A lot of times it wasn't even as good a discount as you could have got cash back on a credit card, on a decent cash back credit card. But that's what he said before. Now, they shut down. Just out of the blue, they just fucking closed. And Brad scrambled. He's like, I'm not going to be doing shows. I lost my job. I lost my business. I got to build another. So he found another MLM and basically signed up all the people below him again. He called everybody in his line and said, I've got the, Team National shut down, but I've got the latest, greatest. And now it's about insurance. Cody Brown sold the same insurance too. Yeah, now it's about insurance. And it's an MLM about insurance. So there you go. That's what he does now. But yeah, he makes a ton of money. ACN is North American multi-level marketing company. It provides telecommunications, energy, merchant services, and other services depending on the country through a network of independent sellers who also recruit other sellers. The problem with an MLM, and you can look these up statistically, right? Statistically, you can go look up, like 98% of people will never break even. The only way that people like Brad can make $35,000 a month is because there's 10,000 people making negative $60 a month. Right? There's no money being produced. There's no money being produced. All it does is take the money from the lowest tier and go up the ladder and start dropping it off at each ladder rung. That's it. So if you have a giant audience like Phil, a giant audience like Brad, yeah, you can make a shit ton of money like they just did, like Phil does. But if you're just a regular person, all you're going to do is run off all your friends on social media, and none of your family is going to want to talk to you because every time you come around, you're trying to sell them some weird fucking soap that they can use. And if they buy all their soap through you, they may make 20 cents on each soap bottle. Like, it's so stupid. But if you sign up enough people, they were huge back there in like the 70s and 80s. The only difference between an MLM and a pyramid scheme is an MLM has an actual product. Like Q Streaming is a TV streaming service. It's an actual product. 7K has gold and silver. Even though it's overpriced, they have gold and silver. If it's a pyramid scheme, you're literally just signing up people. They tell you, like, you get $5 for every person you sign up. You're not actually selling anything, right? Or you can have a product that the only gray area with that is you can be a pyramid scheme and have a product. If the FCC, SEC, whoever determines that, yeah, you have a product, but no one's joining because of product. No one's even, let's say I start an MLM and I technically sell, headache medicine, but no one's really buying headache medicine. They're actually, like, everybody knows in the back of their head, even though they say our product's headache medicine, in the back of their head, they know that it's just signing up people and the product has no value to most of the people. Then you can still get busted as being a pyramid scheme. So if, like, Q service quit working, let's say Q streaming service didn't even work, but people were like, I don't care. You can still say we're selling this TV service. Everybody knows it has no value, but what we're really doing is signing people up to make money. That would be a pyramid scheme. I signed up for Amway, Old Ironsides, not to join Amway, but I was trying to get this guy's contact information. I couldn't get it. I was doing digital marketing at the time, and I knew that he did something with Amway. Anyways, I signed up for the Amway to do that. It was like a cult. They basically wanted me to go to this conference they were having down in Charlotte where people get up on stage and talk about how many millions they made, all because they just trusted the plan. And they listened to they tried to get me to buy these voice recordings I was supposed to listen to all day, every day about selling and overcoming challenges and becoming a millionaire. I'm like, I'm not going to one of these hype events in Charlotte. Y'all are crazy. And they're like, come on, your sponsor said you can room with them. You don't even have to buy a room. But the tickets are like $500. And I'm like, no, I'm not going. So basically they decided that I wasn't dedicated enough to becoming an entrepreneur. And because I couldn't show dedication by going to this hype event bullshit, because I couldn't show my dedication, that I wasn't worth my upline fooling with me. So he just quit calling me, which is the best thing that I could have got, because I went to like 3 more meetings, got that guy's contact information, never talked to them again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted that guy's information. He owned a bunch of car lots. Anyways, let's see what Brad says when he leaks this information.
Okay, I want to throw this up here. Perfect, right now. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Did he do it on purpose?
So, I mean, you're talking about, this is just a good deal for you. And by the way, for those that say it doesn't work, I want to share something with you right quick. Let me just throw this up here. Okay.
This isn't a bad product they're selling. I could see you could get a lot of people on this. So a lot of people, we don't use cable, right? We have Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and all that stuff. That's all we watch all day. Everybody's on their phone or tablets, or we have all smart TVs. But there is a large segment, especially the older groups that have they didn't really bully me. Like, one of the guys that I worked with as MMA that kind of got me interested in going, and that's how I found out this other guy worked that I wanted to talk to. He basically was like, I can't believe you're a quitter, bro. You were in the military and you were an athlete, like at college level. I figured you weren't a quitter. Like, that kind of, like, almost like talking down to you, but not in a way to, like, make you mad, to make you be like, I'm not a quitter. I'll be right back there and I'm going to do it. Like, that stupid shit. Anyways, there's a lot of people, especially in their target audience, like the elderly, the older people that still have cable, and they probably pay a shit ton for it because they've never renegotiated, they've never changed it, they've never canceled it. They're probably paying $200 a month for some weird package that they've never touched with a home phone still included. Because hell, Brad's selling satellite phones. Got to have a home phone. By the way, if I can find the old Brad Barton sat phone prop, you guys want me to bring it in? I think I saw it the other day. I just got to dig it out. You guys remember my Brad Barton phone? Anyways, there is he basically, this is not bad for older people, right? They still have cable.
Let's throw this up here. Okay, you see this?
Oh, so he did show it on purpose.
1950 and 6,038.
So he did share it on purpose.
That is around.
Not for long. He might have realized, he might have not known that the dollar amount was going to be on there because he clicked off of it pretty quick. If he's going to keep talking about it, why didn't he leave it up?
Level 1, 1,950 and 6,038. That is around 8,000 people just in the first two tiers. Okay? Look, people may like Brad, but they're not going to stay on something that's not working. Okay? That's 8,000 people right there, basically.
It's also
So, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. So it is kind of finicky. Like there are a lot of complaints about it. I've just been reading through the complaints, and there's some people that it's like their fault. They don't understand tech or whatever. I think one of the major things holding it back is the fact that you have to side load it onto a Fire Stick, right? It doesn't like have an official app in the App Store, like the Amazon Fire App Store or whatever. It doesn't have an official app. You kind of have to side load it. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys remember the Cody boxes and how it always felt like you were doing something like illegal and the FBI was going to kick down your door and shit for downloading like this one and that one and using this search and running that algorithm. And it was always kind of quirky. It never worked perfectly because they built it for a different box or a different this or a different that. I think that's the issue with getting it to work on your TV. Like it's not officially recognized by the Fire Stick. So if you're using a Fire Stick, it's kind of side-loaded, it's kind of clunky, it's kind of weird, and people are having problems with that.
Level 1, 1,950 and 6,038. That is around 8,000 people just in the first two tiers. Okay? Look, people may like Brad, but they're not going to stay on something that's not working. Okay? That's 8,000 people right there, basically, that are using it.
But if you've ever used the Kodi box or whatever, like an Android streaming device, all Kodi was a website. Well, it was a file sharing software built for Android, right? So you could have it on your phone, but they built these little Android set-top boxes that you could go and basically search every movie, just like you can on a computer, but you could do it from your TV, right? And you just had different search engines that ran, and one would get shut down and you move to the next. If you've ever done something like that, I'm sure it's super easy to do Q.
Enjoying it. Okay, sure, there's some people, their internet's not good enough. There's different things, but again, we've made it to where it's almost perfect. And so again, guys, listen, if you want to make money, that's great. We can help you do that. Get the money back for it, though. For $59.99 a month, okay, you're gonna get over 1,000 channels, all the sports, movies, 50,000 movies on demand and series.
I figured so basically what Q has explained, the way they do this is they go to these channel providers and say, hey, look, there's a big part of the market you're missing out on. It's these people. You're not selling these channels. Why don't you give us a discounted rate on them? And then we'll package them together, do our own thing through our own app and provide it to people. So the channel providers are like, if they're doing it legally, Plex is good. Yeah. A Plex server. If they're doing it legally and they package those together and sell them to people. Now, typically what happens is either one of two things. Either they're doing it illegally, which is illegal, it's bootlegged, and eventually they get zapped, and it just goes away. Or two, they're doing it legally, but once they get enough momentum behind them and enough people signed up, the major channel providers are like, no, fuck you. We thought we were getting an extra part of the market. Like you might bring in, 10,000 people that we were never going to reach anyways. But actually you brought in 100,000 people and some of them were our former customers. We would just sell to them and they stop offering those channels. That's why with a lot of these things, if they're doing it the legal route, they don't get shut down like the illegal ones and get prosecuted for bootlegging and piracy. Instead, they just start losing some of the better channels.
including, I mean, we've got basically more than I'd say Netflix, Hulu, and Prime have together. Okay. And again, you can't beat this. Okay. And again, it's just $59.99 a month. Now you do have to have internet. And I'll just put this up here for those of you that are interested. Okay. Again, it's a way to.
Fan of YouTube TV, but their prices went up from 50 to 80. Is that like a family plan? I've never had YouTube TV. I do have premium because I don't want ads popping up when I play YouTube videos for you guys. And I could do ad blocker, but I feel like I'm being a hypocrite if I use ad blocker because I want people to watch my ads. That's how I make money. And if you guys use ad blocker, then I don't get paid anything, even though I just make pennies on the dollar in ad revenue. I don't have enough views, but one day I will. So what a lot of channels do is like, hey, if you're going to use ad blocker, that's fine. But how about you buy a piece of merch or maybe you donate, you know, a couple bucks every month or something. But I don't run ad blocker when I'm doing the show or in my primary browsers. I do run it for some things, but typically I don't. So I just pay for premium.
It's a way to fight back against the cabal because DirecTV, Dish, Comcast, all of them are part of the cabal. Why would you give your money to them when they are trying to kill you?
Channels are outdated unless they are broadcasting something live, everything else. So there's not on demand. It's just a bunch of live channels. Is that what you're saying on cue?
It's like tipping your executioner before he gives you.
I think somebody said they had it. Old Ironside said he has it.
So again, if you go to bradbarton.myqstreaming.com/apply, you can do that now to subscribe. Okay. And
it's like DirecTV, but better. Okay.
The optional side of this, the money making side, I'll be glad to show you that. But regardless, friend, if you don't want to make any money, okay, you don't believe in making money. Some people don't. Okay, whatever. Okay, just I'm telling you, quit throwing your money away. Okay. Now, again, that's bradbarton.com.
One thing you can't say is, like Phil says, you're taking money away from the cabal. You're still giving it to these channel providers. If they're doing it legally, they're still paying these channel providers. And I find it hard to believe they're not pay. They might not have licensing for all the channels, but they got to be paying somebody, or they'd already been shut down, wouldn't they?
/apply. I will leave this up as we finish here.
No limit to record. Cool.
It's also in the description box. Now, let me say this real quick.
On YouTube TV.
We're going to be back tomorrow night at 9:00. Okay.
Fight back against the cabal. Get MyQ streaming. You're still paying the channel provider. Somebody has to be, or you're all going to get shut down. You have to be paying somebody. It's not like we're taking money away from the Discovery Channel and we're giving you the Discovery Channel for free. Like somebody's got to be paying for something here.
I'm going to have a special guest on with me. It's not DC. Okay, so don't start. Okay.
So if you guys don't know, I basically work 7 days a week. And I work this job. Obviously, I stream. By the way, if you want to contribute to the show, if you like what we're doing, if you enjoy it, please go to coldbeer.fund and consider hitting one of the links on the left-hand side of the page. If you're on your phone, it'll be right in the middle. But buy me a coffee, join our Patreon, Gun and Bomber, Dono Clip, or just the donate button. We greatly appreciate it. That's what keeps the show going. Basically, I work one job to pay my bills, and then the show kind of pays for itself. The office, the internet, the lights, all that stuff. Anyways, I work like 7 days a week. At my first job in here mostly. So I usually listen to audio stuff like audio podcast. If it's a YouTube video, I lock the screen because I have YouTube Premium and just listen to the audio part of it. But I've been listening to a bunch of audio books. Yeah, I have audio podcasts, video podcasts, but I just listen to the audio and I just throw it in my pocket. I have, if you ever see me out in public, I'll probably have at least one Bluetooth headset in. I have really, really bad tinnitus. And if I don't have something playing, if I don't have something in one of my ears or some sound going and it gets quiet, my ears start ringing to the point where like I can't hear conversations around me. Like if I let it get started, if I let the ringing get started, then I can't get it back down. It's almost like if you ever sat in silence and you notice your ears are ringing, you can't stop noticing it. It's like that, but like turned up to 11. So I listen to stuff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but it's, you know, it's YouTube stuff or I have Audible. I signed a bunch of you guys up for Audible. It's actually really good. Audible, and I have a link for it to where we get some money back for the show for Audible, but you don't even have to buy the credits. Like Miss Priss got hooked on it. There's a bunch of free books that are on there.
Guest on for a few minutes with me, and then we got.
You missed my last haircut.
Okay,
I haven't had one in a while.
At 9 Eastern. All right, I want to thank all of you for being here. It means a lot to me. Please,
focusing on it is the worst. I can't stop once I start hearing it.
Please go back and hit the like button. Okay, we need to get this.
I'm assuming it's there all the time, but if I have some sound going It's like I don't notice it, but once it gets real quiet, even when I'm like laying down and go to bed, I have to have noise. If I start to notice it, I can't stop. No, it's horrible.
Up to 4,000 or 5,000 likes. We had 11,000 people watching live, and there's like maybe 1,000 likes if that. So just go back. Just do me that one thing. Just go back and hit the
wait. Almost 2,000.
If you haven't followed on Rumble, you can do that by just putting in an email. It's very simple. You can be a follower on Rumble. That would help me a lot. Okay. So with that said,
Brad Barton said some crazy stuff like JFK Jr. still alive. He tried to show us this guy's bulletproof vest and an AR-15 one time and told us that was his inside source that works for Trump. He told us that he had a friend that not only worked for Dominion, but another or a family member that worked for Dominion and a family member that worked for the Trump campaign. And they talked to each other and they knew that Dominion was going down for this. And like, he's obviously lied about a lot of stuff. He just has, whether you want to admit it or not, he's lied about quite a few things. About having this insider knowledge about it. JFK or JFK Jr., neither one of them's alive. Dominion isn't suffering any goddamn thing. If anything, they're winning their cases. They damn near shut down Fox News and got Tucker Carlson fired. You know what I mean? Like, Dominion isn't suffering it. Whether you think they're on the up and up or not, it doesn't matter. Nothing happened to them. But yeah, there you go. So it is what it is. They're going to find a way to make money. If you have a large audience and you're willing to sell them some of these MLM type things, you can make a ton of money. Even if I had my audience, I bet you I could get, I don't know, 100 people to sign up for something. That wouldn't be a ton of money, but it would be money, right? I just don't want to, I damn sure don't want to do an MLM. It sounds horrible. Either way, guys, thank you all for joining us. We almost slipped into 1 o'clock. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Good to see you guys again. I'm trying to get back to doing shows earlier. I'm just so far behind on everything. The kids are out for spring break, and we're doing a family trip on Friday. It's kind of like a belated thing that Ollie wanted to do for his birthday. So we're going to go do that on Friday, but I'll probably go live from my phone or something. So hang out with you guys a couple of times from that. There just won't be a regular show on Friday. So don't expect a regular show, but I might live stream while I'm driving and talk to you guys and put it up on the windshield, or maybe when we're walking around or something. That'll all be on Friday. Every other day should be fine. We just keep doing the same thing. I'm trying to get in here earlier. I'm going to keep putting the brand new conditioner on my hair. Maybe this will become a permanent thing. You know, who's gonna make fun of the guy with the best looking hair and who got a compliment about his eyes and penis from Nick Alvear? Nobody.
Try making fun of me now, Nikki. Try making fun of me now, Nikki.
Uh-oh. Ew. Ew. I love good lying. Look how gross this guy is. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Cruise ships catching on fire everywhere, which is wild. That's the exhaust stack. I understand. That's why they have the big tail on them, but catching on fire. We'll see you about the next one. Please, please, please consider contributing to the show. That's the only thing. You guys fund the show. That's how you guys keep the show going. That's the only way I'm able to do it this much. If the donations drastically change, if the support drastically changes, I'll probably still be doing the show, but there's no way I could do it 6-7 days a week. I would just have to work longer at another job to cover the difference. But thank you guys. Consider supporting the show at coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. Instead of .com, it's .fund. Click any of those links. Support the show. We thank you. We appreciate it. We'll see you about the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye, guys.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag.
Oh, wait a second. There's one thing that I didn't do was talk about the baby. Hold on. I completely forgot. Here's a text message. The last one I got. Real quick, if you're still here before I leave. It said, let me find it first of all. Jesse's blood gases are still looking great, so they went down a couple settings on the vent. Right now, his O2 is in the 90s, and his oxygen is setting at 46%. he's been between 40% and 50% last night and today so far. He's doing well with the new continuous feeds. Today is the last day on antibiotics, so they should be doing another culture tonight or tomorrow. The MP didn't mention trying to remove the ETT and switch back to the nasal canal at this moment, but they could change. He still has 3 more days on the steroids. And one thing that I heard today when I was talking to one of them was that he is on the vent, and like the vents for every so often, the vent is like giving him like 26 breaths, but he's taking like 50 breaths on his own. So he's actually doing really well. So there you go. See you guys on the next one. I don't do emotes. If you say will the baby in emote form, I can't. I don't even know what that is. But thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one.
You don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing a lot better. I think he is. I can notice that Nick's not as tense. Not Nick Alvear, but Nick, my nephew, is not as tense or stressed. He doesn't seem as stressed lately. That's good. He got FMLA from work, so he's not going to get in trouble for work. And then the GoFundMe will help support him and his girlfriend while they're out of work. So I think he's calmed down a little bit. You could just tell he was stressed before, like just talking to him, just looking at him, you could tell he was stressed. But I think he's doing a little bit better.
To profit off of gossip, worshiping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit, swinging fucking.
Coldbeer.fun to support the show. We appreciate it. If something changes, I'm not sharing their GoFundMe link right now. If something changes and they're going to be longer, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, I might share it again. But right now, it seems like they're set for what they believe to be, a total of 3 months, and they're good. Right.
He get fucking superpowers. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss him off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss him off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat.
I think that background on that monitor all the way on the right looks cool under this filter.
In orbit strapped to an F-16.
Crop circles. It's actually like technical drawings or something, but it looks cool.
He tapped me on the shoulder and said,
have a good night, everybody.
Wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. What are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is what